Hi, this is Abhiram and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about the asset accounting entries in S4HANA.
Can the first thing is asset acquisition. So acquisition can be either from a vendor or internally that you can rather than from purchasing some asset like a building or probably a machinery from a vendor. Rather, if you take an example of a building, you might construct the building on yourself. So it completely is under your premises. You are not purchasing anything as a finished product from a particular vendor. So these are the two types of acquisitions that are possible. That is from a vendor or from an internal, which is called as an investment measures in asset. So F dash 90 is the transaction code where you will enter a transaction for asset acquisition from a vendor. It is similar to the vendor invoice that we have entered, but the only difference is that instead of debiting your expense account, here you will debit your asset account. So instead of FB60, you are going to use F dash 90. Now, the second thing is sale of an asset to a customer. This is performed in a transaction called as F dash 90. Let us go to a detailed accounting entries of asset accounting. The first one which we discussed is acquisition. And this is transaction F dash 90. So we are going to debit our fixed asset and we are going to credit our fund. We see is we saw a sale of an asset. This we are doing by a transaction F dash 92. The other internal acquisition is completely a different concept. We'll come to that later on. This is sale of an asset to a customer. Can you tell me what would be the accounting entries for this transaction?
Cash or bank account debit to customer account.
Okay, first let us take the customer part. So we are debiting the customer because customer is receiving this asset, debit the receiver. Fine. Next, you said we are crediting the bank account. Okay, if this is the case, then what is happening to the value that is present on the current fixed asset? First, when you're purchasing a fixed asset, you have created the fixed asset account. The same asset now you're selling to the customer. What will happen to this value which is present on this fixed asset when you're selling to the customer?
We have to credit it. Fixed asset.
So we are crediting the fixed
Fixed
asset
assets.
acquisition cost. Okay, before we discuss this one, let us go to another one to get more clarity. Now we are having something called as a depreciation, right? So every month we are going to depreciate the asset by certain value and we are going to record that depreciation. So what will be the values? We are going to debit the depreciation expenses. We are going to credit the revenue that we are getting out of this asset, which is called as a credit the depreciation. Estimated depreciation is nothing but it is a cumulative depreciation value that we have been posting all these from since the beginning of the asset value, asset lifetime. So you have purchased an asset for 1,000, but after 1 month you are going to sell it. So in this particular 1 month, you have posted depreciation of suppose 100 pounds. So what is the net book value of an asset here?
900.
Right. So what is acquisition cost?
1000.
Right. If you're selling this asset to a customer, you might sell it to any cost. You might sell it for 1,000, 1,100, depending upon how much profit you are trying to gain out of this transaction. But what would be the asset value that you are going to sell at that point? Let us take the same example. Here you have purchased the asset at 1,000. So let me take a new column here. This is asset net book value here or asset acquisition cost. 1,000 pounds. 1,000 pounds. Now, net book value is something that you're calculating by subtracting the depreciation from the acquisition cost. It is not something that you're posting at some other place. You are making an entry only for a depreciation, and net book value is just calculated on the fly on the go, and it is displayed to you. It is not something that is stored at any point in the tables as a net book value. It is just a difference between your acquisition cost and the depreciation. Okay. Now, you have posted depreciation for this asset. What is the depreciation amount that we are posting? 100 pounds. What is the net book value? It's 900 pounds. So that means the asset, the machinery which you're having in your hand is now worth of only 900 pounds after a depreciation of 100 pounds. You are going to sell this asset. Let us assume that you're going to sell this asset at 100 or 1100 pounds. An asset, 100, 1100 pounds. Now, out of this 1,100 pounds, what is your profit? It is 200. And you have purchased for this value, but it is no longer the value of an asset. Out of this 1,000, you have already gained an income of 100. Depreciation is nothing but you can see it from a two perspectives. It is the value of the asset that has been reduced over time because of its usage. It is the value that has been reduced from the asset. Now, why it is reduced? Because we are using it. So that means if you're using it, that means you're gaining something out of it, right? Now you have purchased a machinery, and this machinery you have manufactured a product. That means out of this 1,000 pounds which you have invested for the machinery, you at the time of purchase, based on some legal regulations or based on some assumptions, you came to a conclusion that you can use this particular machinery for 10 months. So if you say that the life of this asset is for 10 months, after this 10 months, the value of this asset is going to be zero. That means you cannot gain anything out of this particular machinery, which means the value of that asset is becoming zero. You might still be able to sell it for a certain cost, or you might just scrap it. Irrespective of that, after 10 months, you cannot gain anything out of this asset from your operations. That means you cannot use this asset for your operations. Based on this, you're going to calculate the depreciation percentage. So you're saying 10 months. So obviously 1 by 10 is 10% is what the depreciation percentage we have determined. And based on the depreciation percentage, we have calculated the depreciation of 100. Now, if you are posting a depreciation of 100, the another meaning for this depreciation is that you have already gained an income of, or you had already made use of 100 pounds out of this particular asset. Maybe you have used this to produce some manufacture some products, or depending upon the usage of the machinery, you have already used it to an extent of 100 pounds. So this depreciation, although it is an expense, from the other perspective, this is nothing but the revenue that you gained out of this particular asset. So while you're selling this asset, you should always consider only the net book value, but not the asset acquisition cost. Asset acquisition cost is just only the cost which you have initially spent on this asset. Out of this 1000 GBP, you are using it. So obviously you should reduce that value and you should only consider the net book value on your sale. Revenue out of this sale 200 pounds. Right. Now let us come back to this one. What we did, we said that okay, depreciation expenses we have posted only for 1 month. So cumulative is also accumulated is also 100. Now you are selling this at a cost of 1100 to your customer. Now tell me what is the fixed asset acquisition cost? 1000. Now what is the difference? It is only 100, but your actual revenue is 200. Why it is 200? Because you are considering the net book value. So how can you bring the net book value 900 from this fixed acquisition cost of 1000? So you need to debit your accumulated depreciation, not the normal depreciation expense, because the depreciation expense is only for that particular month. You should always take the accumulated depreciation because it contains the entire depreciation that has been posted onto this asset from its usage, from its day one. So now accumulated depreciation in this case is 100 pounds. Now you are having a revenue of, debit is total 1200 and credit is 1000. So the revenue is 200 pounds. The revenue is not 200. The revenue is here is 11. We are not talking about a profit or a loss. We are just calculating the total revenue that you got from the sale of it. Now, how are you going to mention the gain or loss? So first thing, let us directly mention gain or loss of
Asset.
proposal or sale, whatever the account name. Now, this is 200 pounds. Now, let us say the total debits versus total credits. The total debits is 1200, 2300. So that means there is another 1100 which we need to reduce, right? So whatever we have additionally posted this particular credit, we need to debit it. So where are we going to debit it? That is done on a clearing account. You are going to debit asset disposal clearing account. So it is a temporary account to which you are going to post an amount of. Now your total debits and credits are matched. So this is the tricky part of sale of an asset accounting entries. Let's take another example, scrap of an asset. Scrap of an asset, as the name says, you are selling an asset. It can be to a customer or without a customer, but the main point here is there is no gain or loss. Now, take an example that same case, we are having a net book value of 900. For some reason, you are scrapping this asset now. Okay, that means if you are scrapping this at the same cost, I mean, if you're scrapping this, you are selling it at a zero, right?
Hmm.
away this asset, or you're throwing this asset, or you're dumping this asset. In short, you're scrapping this asset, so you're not having any revenue out of this one, right? So there is no revenue from sale. Revenue from sale is zero. So take the same example here. There is no customer. If there is a customer, then it is not called as a scrapping of an asset, but it is called as a sale without revenue. Whatever is the net book value 900, you're going to sell it at 900. So there is no revenue, there is no profit, there is no loss. That is a same case of sale of an asset to a customer. This case, what we saw is with revenue. And if at all the customer value itself is 900, then this revenue is going to be zero. This is also going to be zero. Yeah. Now scrap is zero. So there is no revenue, gain or loss. Loss of 900.
900.
So let us take the example here. What is an accounting entry? First, you need to show your fixed asset net book value, right? So first thing, credit the fixed asset cost. What we're trying to show is we are going to reduce the net book value of the asset. So how are we going to calculate the net book value, as we are directly not storing anywhere or not having an account which says net book value, because net book value keeps on changing. We are having two accounts from which we can determine the net book value. One is a fixed asset acquisition cost, out of which we are debiting, and we are getting a total cost of 900. Now out of this 900, we are having only loss. So what we're going to do? We should debit this gain or loss from asset disposal by 900. So it matches. So this is the entry for that. The next one is, let us say you are transferring this asset. We are saying intercompany asset. I have two different companies. You might transfer it from one company to another company. Usually you do not try to get a revenue out of this particular transaction, because at then it is your company. Even if from an individual company code perspective, if you are trying to gain a revenue, from an overall group perspective, you are not gaining or you're not losing anything. So what will happen if you are transferring an asset? The value of an asset should reduce in your company code and it should increase in your sister company code. So we are doing an intercompany asset transfer where we do not record any profit or loss. So what are we trying to achieve here is we are transferring an asset from company code 1 to what is the ultimate result of this particular transaction? The value of an asset will reduce in your company code 1 and the value of an asset will increase in your company code 2. Can you tell me which acquisition cost in company code 1? Debit accumulated depreciation in company code 1. Obviously, we are going to increase the asset value in company code 2. Acquisition cost in company code 2. We have the values 1000, 100, it should be 1000. Because you are not selling this asset. This second company code, the company code 2 is not procuring this asset. They are not purchasing this as a new asset. They are just transferring this asset, this company code to another company code. Whatever transactions that were posted on this asset in the company code 1 should also now reflect in company code 2. You need to do it as a fixed asset acquisition cost as 1000 and you need to post it accumulated depreciation.
So this is about the accounting entries of most commonly used transactions in asset accounting. For more videos, please subscribe to my channel and keep watching.